now I'm at Bayou St. John. So this is a natural waterway, a bayou that runs through New Orleans, and people really love to come here for recreation. They ride their kayaks and canoes, fly kites, walk their dogs, ride their bikes. I'll give you some more look around. And I saw one of my friends that yelled at me from across the bayou. This is the Magnolia Bridge, and this is the bridge over Bayou St. John where they have the annual voodoo ceremony on June 23rd, which is St. John's Eve. And I'm gonna take you to see one of my very favorite places in the whole city, which is the Singing Oak. This is a live oak tree that has chimes hanging in it that makes such a beautiful song when the wind blows. You can rent paddle boats on this lake, feed the ducks, go canoeing and kayaking. This is the New Orleans Museum of Art, or NOMA. It's a great museum. Also, there's an outdoor sculpture garden, an outdoor free museum. Try to get a peek through the gates at that. This is another one of my very favorite live oak trees in New Orleans. It's called the Dueling Oak. It used to be the Dueling Oaks, but one of them went down in a storm, and this is where the men would come out to duel with swords. But this behind me is the ligustrum. People with allergies hate this thing, but my God, it smells so good. This is the New Orleans Botanical Garden, which is also in City Park. And also a scene from American Horror Story Freak Show was filmed here. I'm kind of putting my camera through the fence of the sculpture garden. Lots and lots of beautiful sculptures out here. One of my favorite parts of the Botanical Garden, although I love the whole thing, is the Enrique Alvarez Sculpture Garden. So inside the Botanical Garden is a little garden that's dedicated to Enrique Alvarez, who's a famous Mexican sculptor who lived here from like the 1930s to the 1970s when he died. Now I stuck my camera inside the fence at the Enrique Alvarez Sculpture Garden. Here I am at the entrance to Storyland, and there's little Bo Peep, and there's her sheep, and there's Humpty Dumpty. This is a storybook and nursery rhyme themed playground for kids in City Park. There is the old woman who lives in a shoe. Jack and Jill, you can slide down the hill. Maybe you can see Mother Goose in the background. And this is Carousel Gardens, which is a little amusement park. There's a miniature roller coaster and a Ferris wheel and a small train that goes around the park. It's a lot of fun. Behind me, I call it the big field, but I think it's called Great Lawn, and another place where families get together and just have a good time. As you can see, it's really beautiful in City Park, and it's a beautiful time of year. And there is also a Café du Monde in City Park. So if you don't get your café au lait and beignets in the French Quarter, you can get them here, or you can get them both. That's usually what we do. We usually do both.